and waited for a chance to win a title in the ring.
Lennox Lewis has very little concern, put any value on showboating. He's only concerned about the results and boxing.
At the other end of the spectrum was his old sparring partner, Mike Tyson. In 1996, Iron Mike was fresh out of prison after serving time for rape. He crushed Frank Bruno for the WBC belt. The new British Hope was next in line.
Mike Tyson refused to fight Lennox Lewis, much like Riddick Bowe.
That was a huge disappointment for Lennox, even though he got financially compensated.
Promoter Don King negotiated a deal to prevent a title bout between Tyson and Lewis. The WBC ordered Tyson to give up his belt and pay Lewis $4 million.
Round one begins.
Lennox took out his frustration on the one man who had beaten him. The winner of McCall Lewis would take the belt Tyson had given up. Lennox dominated from the start, but was floored by McCall at the end of the fourth round.
Jim, I think this fight should be stopped right now.
I was thinking, I was prepared for everything, but definitely not prepared for a man breaking down in the ring and crying. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
He's crying in his corner. I've never seen anything like this.
Lennox was awarded the victory when McCall refused to continue. Twice he had won a hollow championship, after twice being ducked by the opponent he'd sought.
He kind of accepts it because that's the fate that he's been dealt. But inside I wonder if it doesn't eat away at him, because every time he comes to get his accolades, his time of greatness, something happens, some weirdness happens.
In a sport built on hype and public taunting, the two-time champ was labeled boring by some sports writers. Others speculated on his private life.
The fact that he hasn't flaunted girlfriends, people get totally the wrong impression. He's chosen to be private.
He does get wild up about that, and I told him not to worry about that, because everybody who knows he's not gay. He's a man that loves women, you know.
I was involved in a relationship, so I wasn't really out there, playing around. I've gone after the career first, and, after the career is finished, I'll go after the family aspect.
In March of '99, Lennox got his first real chance at unfinished business.
12 rounds of boxing for the
He stepped into the ring with three-time world champion Evander Holyfield. At stake, the undisputed heavyweight title.
He just destroyed Mike Tyson in 2 fights. He was even predicting a third round knockout.
Only 3 men left in the ring.
It was like God had ordained him to knock Lennox out in the third round.
In the first 2 rounds, Lennox kept Holyfield at bay with his reach.
Lewis using his long arms to fend off Holyfield.
The entire crowd in Madison Square Garden was all waiting for the third round for Banner to come out and fulfill a prophecy.
And so much for the round 3 knockout.
By the 5th round, Holyfield was the hunted, in danger of going down.
Changes against the right. Lewis lands the right hand.
Holyfield, after a certain point of the fight, just gave up trying to fight.
Holyfield now seems to be just waiting for the bell to ring.
What was supposed to be Lennox Lewis's crowning achievement
decision is even a draw. Both champions retain their belts.
became another black eye for the fight game and another crushing blow for Lennox Lewis, Great Britain's greatest boxer.
How judges could have come up with that as a draw is still beyond me.
Although considering Lennox Lewis's history, it should not have been a surprise. His homeland hardly claimed him. Every triumph had been tarnished.
They ripped me off, yes. You know, the whole world can see it. I won the fight, and I am the best. So when they ask who the best heavyweight in the world, doesn't matter who's got the belts, they're going to say Lennox Lewis.
He would get a chance to prove that boast against his oldest rival. In the fall of 1999, 1999, Lennox Lewis had the sporting world on his side for the first time in his life. He had battered a heavyweight legend into submission, only to come away with a draw.
It was almost an international incident. There was even a talk that British fighters or British sportsmen shouldn't go to America again because, you know, how can we get results like this? They're just totally unjust.
The uproar helped force a rematch. This time, the decision for Lennox Lewis was bittersweet.
The first fight, everybody said, oh, you should have knocked him out. Then I'm going in the second fight trying to knock him out, and that's another mistake. You know, it just makes me look bad.
When he feels that he's fighting somebody that's a danger, that's good, he goes to another level. I don't think he'll ever lose to a quality fighter. He'll only lose to guys when he's relaxed.
The heavyweight champ relaxed against another relative nobody, Hasim Rahman, in April of 2001. Like his rematch with McCall, Lewis had no trouble avenging the defeat. By age 36, he had beaten every man brave enough to face him. In 2002, Tyson would take the fight he had refused 6 years before.
At the press conference in New York, Mike just went berserk.
As he had done to Holyfield in the ring, Iron Mike attacked with his teeth.
Mike hit him on the leg. Lennox says, well, whenever I hear him on TV saying he wants to eat me, so I have to take him serious for that one. He just laughed at it.
But the brawl almost sabotaged the fight. Tyson was banned from boxing in Las Vegas and New York.
The last misfit in heavyweight boxing, it would be a great shame not to be able to give him a whipping.
The former sparring partners would finally square off in Memphis, 19 years after first meeting.
Live from the Pyramid in Memphis, it's fight time!
It's almost like an alley fight for about the first minute.
Lewis remembers a lesson from long ago.
The game plan was definitely for Lennox to clinch Mike and let Mike fight himself.
Take shots from the outside, tie him up when he gets too close.
Get out, get out!
As the fight progressed, I was more concerned about the referee than I was about Mike Tyson.
Eddie Cotton took away a point from Lewis after the fourth for hitting Tyson in the back on his way to the canvas.
I had a feeling that the referee was trying to find a reason to save Mike Tyson at any cost, even if it meant disqualifying Lennox Lewis.
The Lewis camp had come to expect the worst from the fight camp. Not this time. Boxing's gentleman champion tamed the monster, Iron Mike.
After the fight, Lennox said that little boy I was in the room with when we were kids together, it came out again.
There is nothing left for Lennox Lewis to prove. All that remains is a record of his glory and a debate about his legacy.
I would love for history to just speak it the way it is, reality. I mean, I'm basically making my history. My problem is, will they write it down correctly?